Failure. Keep seeking failure. Honestly, I don't know which one's Sam and which one's Colby, but I know one of those boys just said something remarkably insightful. This is episode 1922 with Sam and Colby on the Joe Rogan Experience. Coach Colin, coolest high performance coach in the world. And if you want the absolute best insights to the podcasts and videos you love, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it.
Comfortable being uncomfortable.
Get used to it.
Yeah. Really smart.
Yeah,
At
seeking
15
failure
too.
and stuff like that. Like, if you are comfortable with failure, then you can do anything. Because then you just keep failing until one day you succeed.
The problem with failure is a lot of times people let it define them. Like, they think of themselves as a failure because of not succeeding. Mm-hmm. Instead of thinking of yourself as a human being who's learning and growing, you think of yourself like, oh my God, I'm the guy who dropped the ball. Yeah. I'm the guy who crashed the car. I'm the guy who did these things. You think of yourself as a failure. I'm the guy who flunked out of school. I'm the guy who, the girl broke up with me. You start thinking of yourself as like a person who fails. You don't think of failure as like if you're playing a game and you're learning a game, what you're doing is you're trying to figure out how to be successful, but you're still you, right? You're still the same thing. But when you fail enough times, it stains your brain and hurts your feelings so much that you can self-define. And then you put parameters and boundaries up, and you define yourself as a failure. That's what's really dangerous for people.
Yeah.
That's why you got to get back on the horse. That's why people say, you fall off the horse, get back on the horse. You got it, which is terrible advice, by the way. If you fall off a horse, you might fucking die.
Run away.
You might break your back a little bit.
Yeah, you can break your back. But that's
soon.
good that you guys decided to do that, because that's a really clever way to deal with the inevitable awkwardness that everybody has when they're young.
Especially in high school, and especially being in Kansas. When we were in the suburbs of Kansas City, so we weren't in total cornfield type thing. But we definitely were probably 10 minutes away from farmland and things like that. So like Sam was saying, all there was to do out in Kansas were go to the mall on the weekends, or we had a bunch of abandoned places as well. So that's how that ties into later in life, getting into that.
Luckily, you guys had YouTube.
Luckily, we all have YouTube, honestly. I got to actually look these guys up. I just don't like watching paranormal stuff at night. I don't care how cheesy it is. I'm not watching it at night. But to anybody who is defining themselves as a failure, my advice would be to start really highlighting places where you win. And I think even Jordan Peterson has a quote where he talks about aiming low. And I wouldn't say to do that throughout your whole life, but I would say to do that if you've defined yourself as a failure because of past things that have happened. I would say aim low. That way you can actually hit a mark and you can start building up the confidence to say that you execute, that you do accomplish things. I always give people, when I worked with somebody once, and I told them, all I want you to do, and I've done this with a couple of people actually, all I want you to do in terms of working out is do 3 push-ups, or depending on the person, I'll be 10 push-ups. That's it. That's what I want you to do. Okay. And then they do it. And I talk to them the next week and I say, did you do a workout every day? And they go, well, no, I just did I go, wait. What are push-ups? They'll be a workout, an exercise. I'll be so did you exercise every day? Yeah, I exercised every day. And I try to get them into the habit, into the mind state of understanding that there's somebody who exercises every day. So if you're failing at a bunch of things, quote unquote, if you tried a bunch of things and you didn't do well, or you failed, start doing small things. Again, these people were talking about how they couldn't exercise, how they've failed at attempting to exercise. So they started building the confidence of, yes, I exercise every day. And it was 3 weeks. And it was I don't want to overwork anybody. That's why I say just 10, because you can do 10 push-ups every day without really injuring yourself. It's just 10. It's just quick. It's literally 2 minutes, if that. So I'd just be 10. Working with them for a month or so, it's did you exercise every single day this month? And it's yeah. they just start building up that confidence. So it's like whatever it is, and it doesn't even have, again, it doesn't have to be anything big. Just start giving yourself little wins. Just be like, if you're trying to lose weight, just be like, I'm gonna lose 1 pound in 3 weeks, you know? Like, it's very possible. It's actually really easy. And if you end up achieving it, you can say, I achieved this. You know? Like, I remember I used to do a lot of sticky notes on my wall. And I would set a goal. I would set a goal of like losing 2 pounds by February 24th. And it'd be like the beginning of February. And I would lose that weight and I would be able to mark that off. And I had a box. I literally had a box. I think I still even have it. It was the box of accomplishment. And I would open it up and I'd put it in there. And I would set another goal that was really small and I'd put it in there. And I'd set another one. I'd put it in there. And I'd set all these little goals, little goals. And I'd put it in there. And it almost acted like a cookie jar, the way David Goggins talks about the cookie jar. And I would look into the box after a while and I would take all of these cue cards and it was like a stack like this. And I'd be like, these are all the things that I've accomplished. And they're not huge things. It wasn't like become a millionaire, hit that $1 billion mark, you know, like it wasn't anything crazy like that. But it was just little things that I could actually look at and say, I do accomplish things. I do have the power to accomplish things. Now, I don't know what that looks like for you. I don't know what the thing is that you're trying to accomplish or the little things that you do every day that you could look at as wins, but you do. If you really want to look at it, you really take the time, you do know what those things are. So start looking at them or start, writing them down. Maybe get a box of accomplishment and just start putting things in there. Because then you start building up your confidence more and more and more. And as you build up your confidence, you'll be more confident to tackle bigger goals. Right? Because I think, I forget who said it. I want to say Ed Mitzler. I think that's his name. Ed Middle? Matlet? I'm terrible with names. Give me an award. Okay? But he said, confidence is the reputation you build with yourself. So all this stuff that I'm talking about right now, it's just you building a reputation with yourself. Because then, as you build up your reputation with yourself, you will then have self-belief. And with self-belief, you can make anything happen. With enough self-belief, you can make anything happen. Okay? I'm not saying that you're 5'3" and if with enough self-belief, you'll become 6'9". I'm not saying that, but you know what I mean. You can make those little things, those things you want to accomplish, those things you want to pursue. All of those things can become a reality if you have enough self-belief and you put in the work. So that's it. Peace.